Imagine standing in the middle of a massive, impossibly huge library.
Like the biggest library you could ever picture.
Exactly. And you're looking for one very specific critical piece of information. Let's say you need to know exactly how much water a mature oak tree needs in the middle of a summer drought.
Right. A super specific question.
Yeah. So a librarian walks up to you. Do you want them to hand you a stack of like 100 different books about botany, point to a quiet desk and say, good luck, you'll find it in there somewhere?
Let's be real. Nobody wants that.
No, of course not. Or do you want them to simply open a single book, point to a highlighted sentence and say 50 gallons a day?
Right. It's the difference between being handed a massive pile of potential options and just being handed the actual solution.
Exactly.
And right now, the entire digital world is rapidly deciding which kind of librarian it wants to be.
Okay, let's unpack this because that shift in behavior is the whole mission for today's deep dive. We are exploring a massive, totally silent restructuring of how information is discovered online.
It really is happening completely under the radar for most people.
Yeah, it is. And our roadmap for this today is a fascinating article by Stella Pop. It's titled SEO versus AEO, the difference that will decide who finds you next.
Such a great piece.
It really is. Because for literally the entire lifespan of the modern internet, the digital world has run on one primary engine, right? SEO, search engine optimization.
Right. Typing keywords, getting links.
Exactly. But there is a totally new player that's fundamentally changing the architecture of the web. And it goes by the acronym AEO, Answer Engine Optimization.
Yeah, and we need to establish the stakes right away here because this is not just a minor under-the-hood technical update for web developers.
Right, it's not just a code tweak.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
This is a structural change in human psychology and really how we consume knowledge. We are witnessing the transition from a society that was perfectly willing to evaluate a long list of options.
To a society that actively demands a single definitive answer.
Exactly. The implications here for anyone who creates content, runs a business, or, just wants their ideas to be found, they're incredibly high.
Think about the very last time you listening right now. Search for something on your phone. Maybe you were standing in the kitchen trying to figure out if you can substitute baking soda for baking powder.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Right. Or maybe you were under the sink trying to fix a leaky faucet.
Mm.
Did you genuinely want to open 3 different lifestyle blogs?
And scroll past 10 paragraphs about the author's grandmother's baking habits just to find the ratio.
Exactly. No, you didn't. You just wanted the answer instantly, right there on the screen.
Right.
And the growing impatience we all have, that is the underlying current driving this entire evolution.
Yeah, that impatience completely broke the traditional search model. Because to understand why AEO is suddenly taking over, we have to look at how the entire architecture of the internet was originally built.
The old world model, basically.
Right. It was designed to capture your attention and facilitate a transaction. And for decades, that transaction was the click.
Since most of you listening already understand the mechanics of traditional SEO, let's just briefly conceptualize what that old world model really optimized for.
It's basically an attention economy.
Yeah, exactly. Traditional SEO is essentially like putting up the biggest, brightest, most expensive billboard on a busy highway. You do the keyword research, the technical back-end work, the link building, all to catch the driver's eye.
But the billboard itself doesn't actually give the driver what they want.
No. You're just hoping that the user pulls over, takes the exit, and physically clicks through to your site. The entire digital economy historically relies on that one physical action to create value.
And because that model conditioned businesses to prioritize visibility above almost everything else, the shift to AEO feels like a total earthquake.
It really does.
The Stella Pop piece highlights how dramatically we've moved away from that highway billboard model. Users aren't just typing disjointed keywords anymore, like baking soda substitute ratio.
They're using real sentences now.
Exactly. They are asking fully formed questions in natural language, like, what happens if I use baking soda instead of baking powder in this cake?
And they aren't just typing those queries into a standard search bar that returns 10 blue links anymore either.
No, they are interacting directly with AI-driven platforms. Things like ChatGPT, Perplexity AI, or those integrated AI overviews built right into traditional search engines now.
Right.
And what's fascinating here is that these AI systems operate on a completely different set of rules. They don't just display links. They actively read the content across the web, analyze it, extract the most relevant insights, and then generate a synthesized, highly summarized response.
So the user gets the exact ratio for their recipe without ever leaving the search interface.
Exactly.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. If I do all this work, spend time and money creating amazing content, and the AI just reads it, strips out the answer, and hands it to the user on a silver platter.
You're worried you're cannibalizing your own traffic?
Yes. I mean, the user never actually visits my website. They never see my branding. They never look at my other products. Why would I intentionally optimize for an AI that's essentially stealing my audience?
It is the most valid fear businesses have right now. It feels like you are doing the hard work just to train a machine that cuts you out of the loop.
Right. It feels super counterintuitive.
Totally. But the Stella Pop article provides a crucial reframing of this panic. The point of your content isn't being destroyed. Its role is fundamentally changing.
Changing how?
Well, yes, that raw traffic number, the traditional website visit, might absolutely drop for quick informational queries, but your content is doing heavy lifting in the background to establish your authority.
Oh, I see.
The paradigm is shifting from optimizing for discovery to optimizing for decision-making.
Optimizing for decision-making. Wow. That completely changes the goalposts.
It really does. Because if the AI consistently reads your content and determines, based on its architecture, that you are the most accurate, reliable, and coherent source of truth on a specific topic,
it's going to keep using you.
exactly. It will continually use your information to formulate its answers. It cites you. It positions you as the definitive expert. So when that user eventually moves from just asking a quick question to actually wanting to make a purchase or hire a service, your brand is the one the AI recommends.
That's huge. You aren't just getting a shallow click anymore. You are winning the argument before the user even knows they are having one.
Precisely.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Because the AI is summarizing your content without necessarily sending you that immediate traffic, the traditional metrics of success are suddenly useless.
Yeah, bounce rates and page views don't mean what they used to.
Right. This forces a complete shift in how we measure value. The source material spells out a very stark distinction. SEO focuses entirely on where your content appears. It's about ranking and visibility.
Yep.
But AEO focuses on whether your content is selected and used by the AI. It's about being chosen.
Where versus whether. It sounds semantic, but the implications literally dictate who survives this transition. Relying solely on traditional SEO creates what the article calls a highly dangerous blind spot.
A blind spot. How so?
Well, imagine you rank #1 on traditional search for your core keywords. You feel incredibly secure, right?
Sure, you'd be popping champagne.
Exactly. But if your content is buried in jargon, if it's poorly structured, if it rambles on for paragraphs before making a point, an AI system scanning that same page is going to really struggle to parse it.
So it just skips you.
Right. The AI doesn't care how many backlinks you have if it can't quickly extract the logical answer.
It's like having the loudest megaphone in the room, but you're speaking a language the translator just doesn't understand. And if the translator can't understand you, the message never reaches the audience.
That is a perfect analogy, and that blind spot means a massive, growing segment of your potential audience will literally never see you.
Because they're only looking at the AI summary.
Exactly. They are making critical buying decisions, forming opinions, solving problems based on AI summaries that completely bypassed your top-ranked website. Your visibility metric looks great on a spreadsheet, but your actual influence is shrinking to zero because you aren't being chosen by the answer engine.
Now, before anyone listening completely scraps their entire SEO department,
Please don't do that.
yeah, please don't. Stella Pop makes a point to clarify that SEO isn't dead. We are not writing its obituary today.
No, definitely not.
Traditional SEO remains vital, but its utility is becoming highly specialized. It is still the absolute king for high-intent searches.
Right, like if you are doing deep dive research.
Exactly. Comparing 3 different enterprise software vendors or looking for local discovery, like finding a coffee shop near you right now, you still want those traditional search results. You want to see the options.
Yeah, SEO provides the foundational authority that gets you in the game in the first place.
Right. So the internet is effectively bifurcating.
We basically have 2 distinct highways now. One highway is for deep exploration, comparison, and local navigation. That's SEO.
And the other.
The other highway is for immediate resolution, rapid fact-finding, and synthesized understanding. That's AEO. The challenge for anyone putting information out into the world today is that you can't just choose to drive on one highway. You have to navigate both simultaneously.
That is the ultimate tension, isn't it?
Yeah.
If traditional SEO is strictly necessary for deep research, But this new AEO is completely required to be chosen by the AI. How do you practically do that?
It's the million-dollar question.
How do you format a single piece of content that satisfies the human scrolling through deep search results, A&D, the machine that is trying to rapidly summarize your brain?
It's a delicate balancing act, and there's a massive pitfall businesses are falling into right now. They look at the shifting landscape and assume AEO is just SEO on steroids.
Like, let's just do more of what we were doing.
Exactly. They think, well, the AI is reading my site, so I need to stuff even more keywords into the text. I need to make the article 5,000 words long, so the AI has more data to read.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the Stellapop piece makes it explicitly clear that is the exact opposite of what you should do. Longer content without a rigid mathematical structure is actively penalized in an AEO context.
That makes so much sense. If writing for traditional SEO was like putting up that highway billboard, writing for AEO is like stepping into a boardroom to pitch a highly logical, incredibly impatient executive.
I like that.
You walk in and they say, you have exactly 30 seconds. Go. If you start your pitch with 5 minutes of backstory, or if you bury the actual cost of the project in paragraph 4 of your handout, that executive cuts you off and moves to the next presentation.
Right.
You have to give them the bottom line up front.
That is the perfect way to conceptualize how these large language models parse information. They are not evaluating your content the way legacy search engine crawlers do, where they're just like counting keyword frequency.
Right, it's not just CTRLF anymore.
No, they are evaluating your content for meaning and usefulness by mapping what we call semantic relationships.
Okay, wait. When you say semantic relationships, you mean the AI isn't just looking for the exact word warranty. It's understanding the broader concept of a guarantee, timeframes, and consumer protection all at once, right?
Yes, but it goes even deeper than that. AI models process language spatially.
Spatially.
Yeah. They turn words into vectors, basically mathematical coordinates, and look at how close concepts are to one another physically in your text.
Oh, fascinating.
Right. So if a user asks, how long is the warranty? The AI is looking for the concept of time physically located near the concept of warranty in your structure.
Okay, so if your heading says product warranty, but the actual time frame, like 5 years, is buried 3 paragraphs down.
Hidden behind a story about why your founder cares about quality. Yeah. The semantic relationship weakens. The mathematical distance between the concept and the answer is literally too far.
Oh, wow.
The AI gets confused, determines your page is inefficient, and just moves to a competitor who put the time frame directly next to the word warranty.
So the formatting actually acts as the translator for the AI's neural network. It's not just about writing clearly for a human. It's about physically structuring the page so the machine doesn't have to work hard to connect the dots.
That is the core of the AEO playbook, according to Stellapop. You have to prioritize clarity over cleverness and substance over length.
So no more flowery intros.
Exactly. If someone asks for a warranty, the AI does not want to read, "Since the dawn of time, humans have sought peace of mind."
Right. Nobody has time for that.
No. It wants to read, "Our product comes with a 5-year full replacement warranty." Full stop. You satisfy the AI's need for a direct semantic relationship first.
So it literally is the bottom line, placed right at the top. The article emphasizes breaking your thoughts down so the machine can digest them in distinct chunks.
Yep. Headings are crucial for this.
Right, the tactical shift with headings. For years, we used clever, punchy headings to keep readers engaged. Now, the playbook says to use headings that reflect real, natural language user questions.
Exactly.
Like, don't make your heading warranty information. Make it, how long is the warranty on this product? Because that matches the exact natural language query the user is typing into ChatGPT.
Yes. And once you pose that clear question in the heading, the immediate following text needs to be the straightforward, isolated answer. Provide the direct resolution immediately.
Like right there.
Right there. We're talking about one concise sentence or a bulleted list. And then, after you've provided that isolated answer, you can expand into the detailed discussion, the nuances, the exceptions, the deep dive.
It's essentially the inverted pyramid of journalism, applied to AI parsing. You give the most critical fact first, then layer the context underneath it.
And by utilizing that structure, you actually satisfy both masters. The AI easily grabs the direct answer at the top to satisfy the immediate AEO query, but the human who clicks through from a traditional SEO search still gets the rich, detailed context they were looking for further down the page.
You translate the page for the machine without ruining the experience for the human.
Precisely.
This all makes sense for, a single article or a single product page. But there's another layer to this transition that requires a much broader perspective. We can't just optimize one page and expect the AI to crown us the definitive expert.
No, definitely not. You're referring to consistency across the digital footprint. This is perhaps the most overlooked aspect of answer engine optimization.
How so?
Well, AI systems do not evaluate a single blog post in a vacuum. To generate a definitive answer, they have to assign a confidence score to the information they are extracting.
Right, they have to know it's true.
Exactly. So they are actively looking at the broader context of your entire digital presence to determine if you are actually a reliable entity.
They're essentially doing a background check on your brand's logic.
They really are. They are looking for historical patterns and consistency. Does the messaging on your primary website align perfectly with your social media profiles, your press releases, and your directory listings?
Oh man, I bet a lot of companies have mismatched info out there.
Constantly. And if your website says your software integrates with a specific platform, but your public knowledge base from 2 years ago says it doesn't, that creates a huge discrepancy.
To a human, it's just an outdated page.
Exactly. But to an AI, it lowers the confidence score of your entire domain. The machine can't easily resolve the contradiction, so it simply bypasses you for a source that has proven its reliability and consistency across its entire footprint.
So AEO isn't just a writing tactic. It's an operational mandate to keep your entire digital house in order. If your digital footprint is contradictory, you lose the trust of the AI.
Trust and authority are built over time through semantic consistency. Do you frequently produce relevant, highly structured content on this specific topic? Are other trusted entities referencing your specific answers?
All connected.
The AI relies on that historical consistency. It's building a massive web of truth, and your goal is to be the strongest, most stable node in that web.
So what does this all mean? Pulling all these threads together, we can build a really clear, actionable mental model for navigating this shift. The ultimate takeaway from the StellaPop deep dive is this. SEO brings users to your content. AEO delivers your content to users.
Beautifully put.
It all comes down to intent. We are rapidly moving away from a landscape where the longest article wins, or the page with the most cleverly hidden keywords wins. The landscape now dictates that the best answer wins.
Yep.
The clearest, most structurally sound, most direct answer is the one that will dominate digital discovery.
Businesses that recognize this shift, that stop optimizing just for discovery and start actively optimizing for decision-making are the ones that will thrive.
Oh, really?
But, if we follow this trajectory to its logical conclusion, it raises a fairly profound question.
Oh.
What's that?
Well, if AI systems are increasingly digesting all of our carefully crafted content, translating our structures, and then summarizing it all in the AI's own sterile synthesized voice, how long until the very concept of brand voice becomes completely obsolete?
Oh, wow. That's the ultimate paradox, isn't it? We optimize so well for the machine that we completely erase the human personality behind the answer.
Exact.
If you spend months developing a unique, witty tone for your business, but the end user only ever reads the AI-generated summary of your facts, standing out becomes incredibly difficult.
If the AI is the one doing the speaking for you, how do you maintain a unique identity? It's a tension the digital world is going to have to reckon with very soon. You have to win the machine's logic without losing your brand's soul in the translation. Man, that brings us right back to that massive library we started in. Having the librarian hand you the exact sentence you need is undeniably efficient. But we might just lose the joy and the personality of reading the book ourselves.
Very true.
Take a moment today to think about how you structure your own knowledge, whether you're writing a company email, giving a presentation, or building a website. Are you making people search for the answer, or are you delivering it to them directly? Keep asking those big questions, and we'll be right here to help you unpack them next time.